G'day everyone. Sorry, I know this video was supposed to be about boating. It's not. It's coming, be the next one. But yeah, sort of working through a few wee bits and pieces on it and waiting for some footage to come through for some mates, but that's all good. So this video we're getting sheep on Swedes, getting all set up, brakes set up, belly crutched, baleage out, and yeah, then finally put them on for their, what do you call it, their transition period, which apparently I don't do enough of, but 3 days I reckon's enough, so it should be right. Ewes going in for crutching the day after tomorrow. Always a struggle to keep them dry at this time of year, so yeah, we'll put them in tonight, give them a wee feed in the morning maybe, just for an hour, and chuck them back in. Yeah, things are a bit of a mess around here at the moment. Got a digger coming to get that stump out, but the old man reckons he can do it on his own with a spade, a hammer and an axe, so good luck to him. Pearl. Right, I'm going to run these ewes to the yards and condition score them again. Did that a wee while ago, but they're in here now and it's a good opportunity to do it. Yeah, slump! Bloody river of morning. Sorry, I'll take the whistle out of my mouth. It's quite the silhouette there, isn't it? So the crutches are here, they're currently crutching away the big mob. Here, slump! Here, slump! That one you're hitting them, dude. Here, slump! Here, slump! He's finally listening. Get in, slump! So yeah, these are the terminal mixed age ewes. What? They're going to get a yellow tag in the rear. Most of them should already have one. Double check is nice and secure, and if not, add another one. And they're going to go with the mixed age ewes this year because that just saves having an extra mob on Swedes. So we're sort of doing this thing where we're going to have no massive mob, but it means this little mob of 200 might have to just join up with a couple of mobs of 700. Yeah, slump! Pearl is being naughty. Get up, get up. She won't stop yapping. But Slim's got the next mob underway. Get up, Pearl. It was 600 and, I don't know what there is here actually. There's about 7 or 8 of them in the ewes, so there's probably 615, 622 to here. We lost a few last year because they got in lamb as hoggets. Yeah, we won't go there. But no, they're looking good. They're looking alright, so they're going to go now for crutching tomorrow morning. Bit of a, I like having them off for 2 nights. That's mainly for dryness, but also for emptiness. But I think, yeah, this will be right. I've spoken to the contractor because I was trying to go Tuesday, Thursday, so that the yards are empty Wednesday to get sheep in. Well, or empty Wednesday. We could put all the sheep in on Wednesday, but no, he's pretty keen to go tomorrow, Wednesday. So in they go this morning, and they'll just have to be empty enough for the guys tomorrow. There's the lighter girls we took out yesterday out of the main mob. Not looking too bad. They always look a lot smaller with the bellies off. They're sort of losing about 2 or 3 inches of wool down there. And they're also empty, so that doesn't help the way they look either. They'll go out and get filled up and they'll look pretty bloody good. Main reason we do this is we're going on Swedes over winter. Even on grass it happens. We make a bit of mud. And if the bellies don't have a whole lot of wool on them, I mean, you never share a belly pink. I'll never happen. Well, on lambs it will, not really on ewes. So there's a wee bit of wool left there to keep them warm, but yeah, it stops the mud forming, the big mud bags forming on the bellies and around the bum. So makes life a bit easier for them. Here come the turtles, although they're running to that gate, and they're supposed to be going through that gate up there, but they'll work it out. Got a couple of clever cookies there and they're away. Right, so we've got the wee hoggets just up here. I don't know if you guys can see them there, but they've been pretty good behind the fence. We had a bit of an issue with power there one day, as in none. And there was a couple got out I saw, but when I shifted them onto the small side, nothing's broken out again. So we've now got this paddock, which was in Swedes last year. This whole paddock is smaller than the smaller section they had in this paddock. So I'm going to split it into about 3/4 and 1/4. So they're going to have the bigger side for a couple of days, and then this real small bit here, they're going to be in here for about a day. Sort of a hard one. You don't want to, you got to put some pressure on them so that they learn what an electric fence is, and they learn if they test it, it's going to hurt. But at the same time, we don't want to push them so hard they start losing weight. So yeah, just all about education before they go on crop. Once they go on crop, they'll be right. But just this, yeah, getting them to put pressure on the fence on grass can be a wee bit tricky sometimes. Girls are quite happily on their way. There's 800, 780 I think's in that mob now. Was supposed to be 800, there's another 100 to go in there tomorrow, so 150 maybe. But that's alright, it's still not a mob of 1500 ewes to go on crop. So they're going to go into here, up and through that gateway. But that paddock's got quite a bit of grass in it, we don't want to waste that, so then they're going to go across there into that one, spend the night there, and hopefully at some point tomorrow I will have their Swede brakes all set up and they can go on for a few hours. Hard to believe each one of those two squares is 4 days worth of grazing for 800 ewes. Just scares me every year, but it works out. So this track, where's my finger? Down around here. This is our bottom track that we put in, goes way around the other side. Everything below that towards the creek won't get grazed till the end of the paddock, and that just works as our buffer. Like you can see, we've got a pretty reasonable buffer for the most part for most of the paddock. It's sort of between 5 and 10 metres. Not a lot of runoff, to be fair. Like it looks like a big hill, but nothing comes down onto it. Everything the other side of it goes the other way. So yeah, it is just this hill. It's not too bad, and to be fair, things don't run with these paddocks like we're told, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, that'll get left to last, so it'll be a decent buffer zone, sort of between 10 and 20 metres of crop and 5 and 10 metres of grass. Yeah, should be good. But yeah, back to these. So these ewes right here, tomorrow hopefully, if I can get my arse into gear and get some fences up, got to put a fence from the top of the hill the whole way down. Then I've got to put a fence up, where are we? From there, around to the gateway. I'm going to use 2 fences here and leave that open so I can drive a tractor straight up the guts of the paddock to get to the other one. Then I'll put a fence up here and a fence up here, and then I'm going to leave them both open. Where are we? Both open at this end. Run the ewes all the way down the crop, which is horrible, but has to be done. Into there, shut that one, leave them there for the day. Hopefully by lunchtime tomorrow we'll get them on and they'll have half a day. Hunt them all the way back off onto this paddock. Then the next morning, do it all again, put them back on, hopefully for the whole day. Then let them all the way off again onto this grass paddock. And then, so what'll that be? That'll be Friday. Put them on, and then they stay there until the weather dictates they have to come off, or we get to scanning. Stay on the crop, not that break. Whole way up. Then back up the other way. The reason we don't start at the top, it's ploughed ground. It's a bit like a sponge, takes in water like crazy. What we've found is if you graze down, the break you're on does have a tendency to seal off a wee bit, and the water runs off and onto the next one, and then the next break essentially has twice the rainfall on it. What's fallen on it and what's sort of run down onto it. So that becomes a bit of an issue. And I just think that creates some pretty serious animal welfare issues. The mud is unreal. We find when we graze uphill the mud is far better. B, you don't waste anywhere near as much crop. We reckon we're wasting up to 80% in bad weather when we're grazing downhill. And I mean, we let them off in the worst weather. So We're not talking in the worst weather. When we graze uphill, we're talking maybe 40 to 50% worst case scenario before we let them off. So from an animal welfare point of view, grazing uphill, A, they don't make as much mud, which mud's what everyone's talking about, and B, they have more feed available to get through winter, which helps everyone out, helps them out, helps us out, helps the finances out, helps the land survival out. Everything's just a bonus. Right, minus 7 degrees currently. Let's do a cold start on this old girl. Couple of wee jobs to do with it. Yeah. We'll let the old grid header do the full time. Good girl. Turn that crab off. I got full oil pressure at 750 revs. Might not give her any more than that for a minute. We might just leave her there at 1100 and go and sort some gats out in the bite. Right, let these girls go. Probably over halfway through them actually. Doing pretty good, these guys. Certainly a hell of a lot faster than I could do it, that's for sure. Just going to leave these gates open because I've got to get those hay feeders out. Always put the wire on there because this gate swings closed and that one swings open. Right, go sit down, Pearl. Go sit down. The old girl's getting pretty close to a big milestone here, and I do not want to miss it. Got one feeder on. I would traditionally leave her in the shed, but the shed she lives in is where those sheep were overnight, and I was having to let them out the gate that it parks in front of, so just left her out for this one night. But you know, she's normally left under cover, so even though it still gets cold, it doesn't get all that ice and moisture on it, which doesn't do things any bloody good. Right, now we've got a bit of a scary moment happening. We've got these girls, there's 60 odd of them. Now these are our best ewes, in the sense that, hang on a minute, they're joining our worst ewes. Our lights, our old girls, our yellow taggers. A lot of them have just been freshly yellow tagged. Anyway, back to these ones. So these girls have done 5 lambings for us, faultlessly. They have not been helped, they have not been looked at, there's been no trouble. They have reared their own lambs with no help for the last 5 years. So I'm mixing it up with those ones, but we have tagged all the other ones so we can separate them and land them on their own. They're also our, I work on teeth. A lot of people work on shear. How many times have been shorn? Yeah, no, so these girls are at 2, they're rising 2 over. So they're done 2 tooth, 4 tooth, 6 tooth, full mouth. They've lambed once as a, well, twice as a full mouth ewe. This is their 3rd, so what we call 2 overs. Yeah, so we're going to start a little elite mob out of them. They've been put to a Romney ram, the other ones have been put to a terminal. I'm not saying that's all of their lambs are going to be in the elite mob, and I'm not going to say that only their lambs are going to be in the elite mob, but good place to start. Sort of longevity has to be a pretty key principle in any breeding program, if you ask me. There's no point having lots of good traits and good performance and all that sort of stuff if your sheep are only going to last 2 or 3 years. So, good place to start. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Yep, not going to have to worry about break feeding this maize anymore. She's under fence height. Still don't know what to think of it. Looks like a failure, but when you actually get up close to it, like, the stuff we want is all still there. Just depends what happens to it as we move through winter. Like, grab a plant here, will it pull out of the ground? No, it won't, but it's still there. The cattle can still eat it. We only wanted the fibre content of it. Yeah, interesting. Boy, shit, did it turn fast though. We got those 2 frosts that -2 and a -5 a couple of weeks back, was it? And yeah, she did this in about 3 days. So yeah, it doesn't like frosts. Although, that one we got in February was a big sucker and didn't seem to worry it. But yeah, we haven't bothered with a dry matter test in a way at the moment because, well, we were about a week too late to work out what the yield was really. But if the cattle really take to it and really like it, then we will proceed with that and we will get it done and do a rough costing. I don't think our yield is going to be very accurate at the moment. It's just hard to know. We could be working on 80 or 90% dry matter. Just, yeah, really hard to know. Oh well, your dam filled up quite nicely. I'll have to do something there. I was sort of hoping it was going to run around the side there, but we're like a couple of inches of difference by the looks of it. So I could either build it up there and there to get it to run around there, or I can just dig that out a wee bit and chuck a bit of overflow in there and seal it up so the water runs through the overflow. But yeah, didn't flood quite as far back as I thought, but it's gone a fair way back. So this is where my drinking supply for my cattle is going to be from. Once the sediment all sort of settles out of it. Most of the sediment's just off the actual dam itself because it's pretty fresh. But once it gets water on it, it sort of seals up pretty quick. So pretty happy with that, to be fair. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and we will catch you next time. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe either. Cheers guys.